Hi, in this slide I want to explore some of the blind spots, and over here in the right upper hand corner you see a car or a vehicle with all the blind spots that we have when we're driving along. So what are some of the blind spots of the keep it simple cost to serve model that I used back in 1976? I used it again in a turnaround in 1983, but in 83 I was all over nichenomics and service excellence metrics also, which I wasn't in 1976. Um, and here are some of the key things. First of all, the reps are still paid on gross margin dollars, so they're blind to thinking cost to serve, and they don't proactively, preventively, as they're going out and selling a new or working with customers, thinking in how do we create win-win economics. So it still puts us in a game, a three-way margin percent war game. And back in YouTube playlist 1, clip 10, I described the game where basically the customer is checking prices daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, but kind of go out to make sure that my distributors aren't sneaking the prices, the fatter margins up on me. And of course, principals are trying to buy better from manufacturers and not necessarily pass that all on to the customer, and therefore and give the salespeople a fraction of that incremental action. So the sales reps resent that and feel that they're at disadvantage because some of the competitors are passing the discounts through, or more thoroughly. So there's this tension, this war going on, all about margin percent and price on the product. Nobody is saying, can we broaden the conversation? We're not saying price isn't important, but in addition to price, can we look at total procurement cost, uptime economics, next step value proposition, retention economics for your ultimate customer, those kind of things. And we don't have, with the transactional model, we don't have specific SKU activity profitability at a customer level. So we can't go out and create a new way of doing business with them. We don't have the supply chain math to be able to do that. And soon we'll look at the four-view analysis and how that allows us to do these new win-win supply chain possibilities. Because with the four-view analysis, we will find customers where they are buying a number of items from us by the teaspoon. It's a little bit like a chef going to the grocery store saying, well, I need to buy stuff for a big feast, and I need to buy a lot of meat, and I need a lot of potatoes, a lot of fresh vegetables, but I need to have a pinch of this and a pinch of that, and they buy all their little spices and condiments by the pinch. The grocery store says, I'm sorry, it's bundled in a shaker, it's bundled in a container, it's bundled in a 1 pound sack or 5 pound sack. You can't buy a pinch of sugar. But we sell pinches of ingredients to our customers all the time, and of course they're killing themselves on the flip side that we'll see. So what's happening is, unknowingly, the customer is increasing their procurement costs, they're decreasing their uptime, they're decreasing their on time, and they're not getting as much on-time production value added in the supply chain to the next customer in the supply chain. Um, and we're also blind when we look at just transactional economics to the cross subsidies that go on between our SKUs, which is dramatic. 5-10% of our active items are generating 500% of our operating profit, and we have 3-4% of our items which are tiny little bits and pieces that often have fantastic margin percents, 50% margin on a $1 line item, and it costs us $8 to pick, and we just lose $7 in every one, and we do it all day long for all kinds of customers. So how do we get that into our goggle vision type of thing and do something about it? And then the last thing is, if we had this kind of level of detail, we'd want to have tracking reports or meta reports. We'd want to think about what we're thinking about and be able to track how we're improving the net profits by the niche, by SKU, by supplier, that sort of stuff. We'd like to have a 5x5 dashboard so that the sales force continue to focus on the key accounts within a given niche, as opposed to just being distracted by any and everybody. And we'd like to be able to look at year-over-year improvement in delta profit, by customer and supplier and so forth. So these are some of the blind spots. There are more. So we'll continue those in the next slide. Thank you.